angles and short angles. So even if you do blind a player, it's possible that the enemy is still good for one on you going in. And so definitely the pick on Phoenix is a safe one.
Yeah, I'm actually quite surprised with Hardstuck Diamond's comp. They've got no Sova on their side, and they're running Reyna, Phoenix, and Sage, which I would consider those 3 picks very off-meta when it comes to Ascent. So I'm quite excited to see what they have in store. Hopefully they've got some practice with this comp and have some strats in mind, because I haven't seen anything like this before. Have you?
No, not necessarily. Actually, it is extremely unique, as you say. So going into it, I think what they're going to be doing is just focusing on the actual communication that they'll have together. Double Initiator particularly has been popularized on other maps, but on Ascent, I haven't seen it be extremely effective. Since they do have that signature Sova, it should be a-okay.
Yeah, when it comes to the team comps here, I'm going to say that I do like YKTR's comp a little bit better, but maybe Hardstuck Diamonds can prove me wrong.
All right, so we're moving forward into the first pistol round. Round 1 of the very first TSMU Valorant Open. Folks, get hype. We're going to see a Sheriff come through from Pry, and that's a whole lot of ego, so hopefully he can live up to the expectations of buying it, the full 800 credit gun. As we see a lot of tiles control as well as control towards A, things are getting a little bit spicy, but no lines of sight are going to cross, no shots resounding quite yet. Jackson falling off of that catwalk to make sure he stays alive.
Hardstuck Diamond still leading 3 towards B. I'm not too sure why that is. When their bottom mid does get smoked like that, generally teams would want to rotate one over to B, but maybe they have some sort of read going on here.
Blinding.
Oh, that could be. So Tef, 400 credits out for the blind, but unfortunately does not land anything effective. Jackson tries to go for a flash, but a same thing, line of sight gets cut off with that dark cover, and he tries to play inside of it, but Kale walks right past him. Jackson comes out on top, I guess spots him last second. Infanu trying to get a little bit of information with that flash and does exactly that. And so now we're in a 4v4, kind of like a post plant. Spike not necessarily down yet, and here we go, Warmy starting off that timer in a few seconds.
Yeah, just a fake plant there, maybe expecting some sort of lineup from a Molly or something. Kaz, though, with a big pick onto Pry, and that's going to slow down the retake a little bit. Door opens up, and Ultra Blue tries to go through there, and Fondu with 2. Kaz peeking up from main, finishes down the 3rd one, and that was a really great round coming up from YKTR.
And they pick up the first one, spiraling them into an economy where they can pick up the anti-eco, pick up Spectres, as well as some light armor, if not heavy shields as well. So they're in a great position on this kind of a map, and the aggression, the information from their comp is actually really paying off here. So if they can continue that same sort of play, that would be amazing, but we still have that stall between Sage and Killjoy. Magic can happen for Hardstuck Diamonds, and we have seen it before. So I wonder, Bowser, if they can do this 5-sec. Oh. Or we have Chaos absolutely in the mid.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
And Fanu good for 2 here. Kali with the Marshall trying to find picks of his own. Ultra Blue with the aggressive push out of B main. Makes a trade out, but he's stuck in a 1v4 scenario. And he has to make something happen here. There is someone lone, which is Warmy in the mid, but he's going to actually get that first shot. Headshot through the wall, and Ultra Blue falls. It was a very fast round. I was talking about how Hardstuck Diamonds maybe can make something happen, but it seems like they just ran it down mid, Bowser.
Yeah, when you're on low eco like this and you have to save and you don't have the greatest guns, it's always better to try to go for some sort of team play. And that's exactly what they try to do here, Hardstuck Diamonds, trying to run it down mid. But I would say that the decision of mid is probably not the best, since the mid has the longest angles. So generally teams should try to run it down B main or A main. But we'll be going into the rifle round here now.
So this is the round that Hardstuck really wants to win, because if they don't pull up here, their economy is going to move into shambles. A camera is going to force Ultra Blue out of that angle because his information is revealed. Winter in the very back of sight needs to play for his life as his team is stalled out and away from CT and Market. He needs to at least be good for 1 here, and so he is. Infanu is going to make the trade, but it's 4 versus 4, and this retake is going to be dead even in terms of agent numbers. Jackson with a molly trying to make as much zoning happen as possible, but Prezi, who was lurking in B main the entire time, is going to make his presence now known with a kill out there on towards the lever. Ultra Bloom working his way up, and the 3 players are stuck in the very back of sight. Down goes Warmy, Ultra Blue with a good kill.
Phoenix flashed into trade as well, and Infanu finishes 2 more. This is going to be a very expensive round, and YKTR actually pull out ahead.
And this is exactly as I said, Bowser. The economy is going to change up now. It's going to put Hardstuck Diamonds in a very bad position. What are we going to expect out of them here in the round 4? Are we expecting them to do a rush again like they did in round 2? What would be the optimal situation for them?
Yeah, I think it'd be good to see some sort of rush in A or B, but some sort of set play would be also nice too. Especially since they've got that double duelist, maybe having the double duelist work together and have the double sentinels on the other side slowing down the push so that the duelist can get all the way around would be really nice as well. But it looks like they're opting for more of like a default regular style defense play.
Warmy, the lone players outside of B, is going to be picked off, and that's a rifle available to Ultra Blue if he can just make his way to it. Cass running straight out, blinded or not, they do not care. They want the Omen difference to be known, and although Winter is able to trade it out, the site could be a little bit more open than they would desire. No, Winter is going to stop everyone in their tracks. Good for 2 with that Sheriff. And Fanu is going to make that trade out again. But this is not the kind of round that YKTR was expecting with the equipment advantage so far ahead as it was.
Yeah, a lot of chaos in that round right there, and now it's a really tough position. The spike hasn't crossed the door, and the door is broken. So Pressy needs to somehow make a play to help the spike get across, but Ultra Blue is going to win that duel against Pressy, and Infanu might have to fall back here, maybe try to hit B or even save.
This is a really unfortunate round for YKTR. I think Warmy being alone there and giving up that rifle to Ultra Blue really changed up the momentum of the round. We're seeing very early on Ultra Blue is performing here on this Reyna pick and is working wonders. And as soon as I say that, the Caster's Curse kicks in, Infanu is going to pick him up and put him on the kill list. And we see a plant come through, a 2v1 situation, a very winnable here for Infanu.
Guiding Light being used towards that spawn position is going to spot one. He's going to try to peek towards Market, but Pry with the crosshair placement is just going to tap once or twice and finish off Infanu with the very, very important kill and putting themselves with the first round on the board.
Thrifty.
1-3, an unexpected advantage, and they get to keep 2 rifles as well. That's got to do some wonders for the economy there. They were not slated to pick anything up, and bam, we see it right there. Ultra Blue turning everything around with that one headshot. Beautifully done. That guy is a Deagle Demon, to be sure, Bowser. I think he's definitely a menace out here in the bracket.
Yeah, definitely a Deagle Demon menace in the bracket, and the reason why that actually happened is because of the Cypher versus Killjoy pick, I would say. If it's not a Cypher tripwire there and it's a Killjoy turret watching that position, you get the information of that player being pushed up much earlier. They don't get so much free space. That free space ends up costing them that single round right there.
Oh no, peeks right into the operator. Calais is going to pick up a nice headshot through the wall, and the numbers of Hardstuck Diamonds now dwindle 3-5. Things are very open here for YKTR, and they got a lot of utility. Again, that double initiator is going to open up any site that they want, but Winter narrowly just misses getting that kill. We see the Omen canceling that from the shadows just at the last second as soon as they see the little jiggle come out, preserving themselves, and now a full rotation over to B, understanding that there are 2 of Hardstuck Diamonds on the A site. It's a fast take right now, Bowser.
Yeah, they don't know it right now, but the site is completely free, and they can set up for any kind of post-plant positioning they want, and this should be something that they need to be doing. And it looks like they're trying to hold towards the switch position and not even let them in from spawn and market. And Fanu picking one up on Winter, and that should shut down the retake.
With Calais posted up here in B main. Oh, whiffing the first op shot. His presence is known, but really, what are you going to do? Because a shoot and dash is going to take prize life away. The first shot doesn't need to hit when the second one is going to put you in the grave. And of course, the final player of Hardstuck Diamonds falls. We move on 4-1 to the advantage of YKTR. They are just sweeping the momentum here, Bowser. What can Hardstuck Diamonds do to kind of slow things down and keep their defense a little bit more solid?
Yeah, if they have a timeout, they should probably take it here and talk about how they're rotating around the map, because it always seems like whenever YKTR are going to hit a site, there's more players of YKTR there than the Hardstuck Diamonds, and that's generally not a good sign since you're going to be going into that 5v2 instead of 5v3, but Ultra Blue, the Deagle Menace, finds the headshot of
Shows up
Morgan back.
yet again. Part with the Marshall not able to spot anything quite yet and moves off as soon as Kala takes up the angle, so no opportunity for a sniper fight there, but we might see the repeat a little bit earlier down mid. That's a little bit of tension here by both of the sniper players, but no, Kala does not want to push out of B tiles just quite yet. They're just going to hold that angle and see if anyone's moving out of that dark cover from Catwalk. Repositioning now towards the B site. What is it that YKTR are going for here? That recon bolt not yet sent out, and we're seeing a little bit of information come out here. Warmy understanding that market is likely clear and the drone is going to go ahead and make sure that stairs is gone as well, but we have a player posted in CT and timing is of the essence here. Hardstuck Diamonds might be able to make magic happen just on timing alone.
Hardstuck Diamonds only one player in the site. Kali finding a nice shot on Pry through that cyber cage. And there's still one back sight here. This could be the opportunity Winter gets. Doesn't quite find the right click, and Kali with the nice quickscope. Now it's just down to Tef with the default Sheriff.
Perhaps he can make a reputation for himself as a Deagle Demon as well, but he does hear the camera right next to him and knows that there's no way to play this without giving up some form of information. No, forget information. He gives up his life. Kali on the stairs with the operator posted. Good for 3. That really is selling me. Kali is really selling me on the aggressive operator attack side for Ascent. This is really has got me on the train, Bowser.
Yeah, Hardstuck Diamonds there, they only had Winter on site, and it's the rotations. The Pry wasn't able to rotate fast enough, and the smoke goes up. Pry doesn't feel comfortable going through that smoke because there could be 5 running out of B main, and it's literally just Winter alone on site there.
Callaghan narrowly misses the shot onto Pry. An absolutely dangerous jiggle peek to take, especially when the presence of the operator has been known for a couple of rounds now, Bowser. A lot of risk taken here going on by the Hardstuck Diamonds.
Yeah, YKTR very comfortable right now. Nice shot from Cass there, clearing out Tef, and Jackson now the only one on the A side. If they hit this fast enough, they could catch Jackson on an easy trade.
Out come the Seekers. Cass following up on his own blind. Jackson, however, wants to throw the curveball. Lands a couple of people with that flash. Is going to blind, but Ultra Blue and Jackson following up does not need Jackson at all to proceed. He's going to die after the run it back. Also perishes. Pressy making his presence known, and it's a 2v2 situation. All of a sudden, make it a 2v1. Pressy yet again, good for 2, but Winter is in a position neither player is staring at, and Cass, I think, just caught sight of him in the corner of his eye. We see Winter moving up slowly, is going to make the flick onto Cass, and another one straight to the head of Pressy. Here we go, a second round for Hardstuck Diamonds. This was the round they needed, Bowser, and they take it.
Yeah, very, very big round from the side of Hardstuck Diamonds. We thought Winter was alone on that, or not Winter, excuse me. The Phoenix in Hell was the only player on site, but Ultra Blue coming out of heaven, swinging with Jackson there, makes it a very nice 2v5 fight there, and using those flashes combined as well as the run it back gives them enough time to stall it out, and at the end there, Winter with a very big clutch finds the first kill onto Cass there, and then immediately knowing that Pressy planted back dice, has the crosshair placement ready and wins that one.
So now the economy here for the side of Hardstuck Diamonds, although they won, is not in the greatest place, but they have plenty of ultimates available to them. So they're down, but not necessarily out here. YKTR makes a move. The Tasmanian Tiger goes out, but it's shot before we get a concuss out. A dark cover is going to stall things, and the Phoenix Molly as well. YKTR had a plan to kind of get in quickly onto A, but it doesn't necessarily follow through. Hef is good for 1 with this Spectre. Infandu with the quick trade. We're seeing confidence here. YKTR entering and making trade after trade after trade. Warmy here onto the door to kind of make space for himself, cross over to the site, cover that sight line, and Prezi with the spike on the ground. It is a retake in the advantage of Hardstuck Diamonds when we're talking agent numbers.
And there's the Killjoy lockdown as well, but it's going to be the counter Sova ult to turn that one around. And 3 towards the door as Pressy gets caught in the open as the cage drops.
Poor Pressy. I don't think he was really expecting to be staring 3 people in the face right there, and I resonate with him on that one. Oh, but we're seeing some lineups not necessarily need to be adjusted just a bit. Jackson with a pick of his own, but Callie responding with an absolutely nuts collateral. Hardstuck Diamonds might have won this round yet again, but YKTR really showing off some fancy moves. That collateral was absolutely nuts. And here we're seeing again, Tef is good for 1, but that site really just gets flooded with these trades.
Yeah, I would also say that even though the trades do happen, those are very tough fights to take. Walking in through a smoke with your Omen solo as well, you should be really going in as a team when you're trying to execute 5 towards the site, and it's also very difficult when the dark cover is blocking all the angles. They weren't able to clear out Tef immediately on the close corner, and Tef finds a single. And all those trades at the very beginning end up going into the favor of Hardstuck Diamonds since they have the Killjoy lockdown still for the retake.
Things are looking a little bit dicey here. Again, mid. Pry is not even going to get picked off by Callie, who had him in his sights. No, Cass is going to be the one to take the life of him. And we're seeing a lot of presence mid now because the tree room was given up by Hardstuck Diamonds. So now mid is essentially completely open, and they really don't have any information to play off of.
Yeah, this is going to be really tough. 2 players stuck on the side of A and 2 players stuck on the side of B. They don't even have mid control, so they could be having their rotates being held in their own spawn, and they're very aware of it. All they need to do now for YKTR is group up and hit a site together, and it should be a 5v2.
Oh no, Tef is going to find that pick onto Cass yet again. We're seeing this war between the Omens, and now we've decided, okay, we're going to finish on to be YKTR moving in quickly. Ultra Blue is going to fall, and here we go. It's that situation that you described, Bowser, but Winter is going to be good for 1, good for 2, actually slowing down the tempo, and Callie is the one here posted up on the rotates, is going to take a little bit of vengeance. But it's a difficult situation because Pressy is stuck and is not necessarily aware of the player that's on site. Oh, an Omen waiting for him in the headshot angle. Callie more than confident to bounce right on in with the knives, but whiffs him. Winter ducking right below and finding a pick of his own, while his partner Tef finds the Cypher as well. Pressy falling a little bit earlier than him. An unfortunate round there, but still a very intense one nonetheless.
I am so shocked that YKTR did not close out that round. They had all the space, all the trades, all the positionings, and they still ended up in a 2v2 situation. All the players need to really do is group hit and plant the spike together and then hold down for the post-plant positions. There was no lockdown for the retake, but instead they try to push for those kills, and Winter gets a really, really lucky headshot full blind, but that does end up winning them the round.
Now we're moving on into round 10. Shots resound of an operator. Pry, it's him in the mid lane in the market, but this bulbous smoke is going to ruin his lines of sight. A dash up is going to take him off balance, but we're not going to see a chase happen. The positions get reset, and Pry is desperately trying to find this pick. We see Kale peeking out, is going to have his body taken out. Pry is going to be the one to fall, and Cass good for 2 here. No, it's just a run it back. The main body's still alive. Cass falling to Ultra Blue, and Pressy finding a pick of his own. It's absolute chaos moving from mid into the B site. And what is there to be done by Hardstuck Diamonds? They just need to hold their ground. It's just Pressy and his buddy Sky here in the mid, and they have essentially trapped themselves. And as soon as they make this move up catwalk, I think the rest of Hardstuck Diamonds are going to know that they can just group up and take an advantageous retake, Bowser.
Yeah, but this is still a good move on the side of YKTR. So they're going to get the spike down and be able to maybe maneuver into a post-plant position, but it's still going to be a little bit difficult, especially if they're going to go double main here. There are no smokes on the side of Hardstuck Diamond, though, and if there's a molly, maybe they can try to stick half here, but it's going to be a very, very close one here.
Fires out.
Pressy, good for 1, landing the shots onto Jackson, and now it's a 2v2. Everything is evened up, and there's the possibilities you were talking about, but Ultra Blue is just simply too good to allow this comeback to happen. Infanu tries to make the peak, and Winter has got the back of his buddy Ultra Blue, who's sticking this defuse. Okay, maybe not. He's gonna give it to the ultimate. You know, we want to get closer to the lockdown. Fine. But it's 5-5. Hardstuck Diamonds have evened up the round score.
Wow, and this has been a very, very, very hard-fought battle from the Hardstuck Diamonds here. They're looking at every single mistake that's coming out from the side of the attack, and they're finding every single hole and opportunity to do these retakes and get back into this game, and they quad their way back.
And this round loss by YKTR here now puts them on the back burner. Again, in economy, they're running the Sheriffs, but they don't got that Deagle Demon. They don't got Ultra Blue on their roster. But we want to see what kind of shots they're going to be able to hit. They're moving in confidently. Tef with a beautiful spray down spray transfer lands both headshots. The RNG gods on his side. And man, that is a smooth way to cut down the numbers of YKTR and then conserve his life. Extremely smart movements here, Bowser.
Yeah, Tef, who's been mostly quiet for the majority of this game, has found some confidence in this eco round, peeking out of A main through a smoke, gets a nice spray transfer as well, and so that should be Tef getting a little more confidence, and hopefully we see Tef show up more in the rest of these rounds as well.
Oh, but Pry is not going to let things go easily. He says, you want to challenge me up on the mid? I'll take you up on that challenge. Finds a pick on his own. Marshall versus Vandal. Vandal comes out on top. Tef going to be spotted here by the camera quickly. Pressy moving right on through, but it's a quick flick. Tef dealing some body shots and Jackson finishing up the job. And here we go, another fight breaking out of mid. Pry wants to take it. Oh, swaps to the classic even as well. Warmy, not a single shot on him. Doesn't matter, it only takes one from Tef, who's good for 3 in this round. You said he was quiet. You were absolutely right, but here he is building up that reputation, Bowser. Happy to see it. And we're moving on to this next round, which will determine the half.
Yeah, and 6-6 half is pretty solid when it comes to both sides. This map isn't very like attackers or defense favored even. It's just whoever can play better, play the rotation, play the information. And I really, really want YKTR to show off that double initiator comp because it is a comp that's very, very good at collecting information, whether or not you're using the guiding lights, your silver recons, and Pry with the first pick onto Callie. And Callie, who's been very, 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 very good on this operator, is actually going to get picked out of the round first.
And that's the kind of momentum disruption that kind of throws you off. Infanu is going to go ahead and even up the numbers, though. He's more than fine to get rid of Tef. Send him back to the shadows where Omen came from. And he's actually going to reposition here back deeper into the catwalk. And that's a really great way to catch off any rotators. No? Excuse me, looking at the minimap, he's just going to come back through A main. But the post-plant positions are still pretty solid here from YKTR. Jackson moving on in with the curveball, doesn't spot anyone in the tree room, and now is stalled out by the Cypher Cage, wants to move deeper into the site, and it's going to be a quick retake with a Soul Omen on site. It's pretty much everything left up to him, because this A main is rather cluttered with 3 agents.
Ultra Blue, Winter are going to get one back on passive Pressy. Now it's a 2v2 situation. They're not on the spike, and he's keeps swinging wide. The Warmy, now to 1v1. There's the resurrection coming out, and that should be a free kill for Warmy. Warmy cleaning up the last one onto Pry. Pry getting timing on that resurrection. That wasn't very safe. If Pry tried to position towards Dice maybe after that resurrection, could have been an opportunity there in that 1v1.
That was an absolutely chaotic round within that entry. Earlier in the round, we saw Pry kind of had that resurrection left over, but that was definitely not the use I expected it in. Warmy also really picking up the game, going straight from 2 to 5 kills. Folks, it's not always about the KD, it's the impact of those frags, and those 3 secure the round and even up the score for his team. YKTR looking good as they move into the defense, having evened things up, and Hardstuck Diamonds now on the attack. I wonder how they're going to navigate with double duelist, but no information in the likes of Sova and Cypher.
Yeah, I'm thinking that Hardstuck Diamonds are going to go for a little more execution type plays rather than playing in default rotations. Pry, he's going to find the first, immediately trade back by Cass, but Cass is going to get tagged up as well. And that A main push should be a response coming out from the rest of the players on the team.
Here we go, the door gets closed. Ultra Blue narrowly sees Cass, I think a little tipsies of his toesies as he moves deeper in. And rotations are coming out already towards the A site. Ultra Blue in this window breaks it, and the glass does not... really proved kindly to him. Presti's going to trade him out immediately, and Infanu narrowly avoids a blind to find a pick of his own. Warmy as well coming up onto Tef, and Cass is simply going to finish the job. Jackson turned to ashes. And here we go, YKTR leading this half again, 7-6, and they get to go onwards to the anti-eco round.
Yeah, and that round, I think, after Hardstuck Diamonds get those trades towards A main, they should have responded with a mid take into a B take, rather than going back to A, because generally when teams aggress into A main, that means that they've got more players stacked towards that side, because they can invest the utility to push up. And what Hardstuck Diamonds decided to do there was to still go into A site, which allowed the rotations from YKTR to be very quick, but it looks like a 5 heavy push into B right now.
Revealing area.
Oh, Warmy trapped in that corner, and his presence is absolutely known. No! Ultra Blue is going to land this shot, and I think that's going to be a free little gun for them. This is actually going to change the dynamic a whole lot here. Infanu and Prezi kind of trying to hold the crossfire onto the B main, but it's not... They are going to find a pick. Infanu finding that nice headshot through the wall, but still not enough space is taken. No, as soon as I say it, Cali with the headshot on the Marshall, he doesn't need to have an op. Just anything with the scope is going to make do for him, and Cass is going to work up this ground as well into the tiles. Infanu good for 3 with a massive spray down, and Cass reveals his position out of tiles to finish the job. 8-6. Things looked really shaky there, Bowser, but I think what happened was we saw Hardstuck Diamonds kind of stop in their tracks.
Yeah, so YKTR here, they were positioned very forward into B main. And like I said, when you are on those ecos and you're 5 together, like that jumping right clicks and all that kind of stuff, a close range in B main is very good for it. And they had 4 swing into Infanu, who had a Spectre there, and kill off Infanu. But after that, they split up. 2 of them went back to mid, and 2 of them went back to B main, and they took separate fights rather than all fighting together when you have those weaker weapons.
Oh, speaking of weaker weapons, we have the Shorty, but in this kind of scenario that we're looking at right now, it might just prove to be one of the strongest that there is. Oh, a very well-placed alarm bot is going to zone off Kale, but he's going to try to stay as close as possible here. Definitely good for at least one, I think, Bowser.
Yeah, this is a really nice setup from YKTR. Oh, Warmy getting caught pushing way too early.
A little bit of a jiggle here between Prezi and Pry. Prezi moving back right around. I think he suspects what's going on and he wants to get away with his life, but there's a crossfire on A main, and so they need him to stay there. No! Cass and Kali are still going to be good for their kills regardless. Prezi makes a shot with the Stinger, but all of a sudden it's still a 1v2 in the advantage of Hardstuck Diamonds, even though that crossfire looked so strong. It's still not quite in the favor of Infanu, but what has been done is damage to the economy for YKTR. Or Hardstuck Diamonds, excuse me.
Infanu with the Phantom behind him does realize it and grabs that one. He's gonna have a little bit of trouble with the triple crossfire. Oh, and Ultra Blue just swings out and gets that one tapped.
And that's it. It's just a quick swing and a swing and a hit, rather than a, what's that old baseball term? Swing and a miss. So we move forward, getting onwards into onward into round 15, and we're looking at this economy again. Things are pretty down here.
It was very big that they were able to get off 2 or 3 guns, excuse me, off the side of Hardstuck Diamonds there, and YKTR are going to be almost fully equipped with just Prezi that's going to be on light shields, but that shouldn't be much of a problem, as if they get into those sites and we're able to hold post-plant positions or whatnot, Prezi's just got to do the whole position of holding down the flanks, and so it's not that important that he's not got full shields there. It does look like there might be a short break coming through.
Perhaps. Oh, hi guys, how's it going? It's me, your caster, Ashcon, joined by Bowser here. We're just actually starting up the stream right new. These last couple of rounds, you didn't see it happen. We're actually restarting the whole match. Don't worry about it. Waiting on some messages from production. We'll be checking it out right quick. NA production is the only message we got. Awesome. So let's talk about a little bit of the momentum, Bowser, that was going on there. I think YKTR, are showing a little bit of aggressive presence, and Hardstuck Diamonds just reacting to them.
And as you say that, we actually loaded right back into the game. Very quick break. Oh, Infanu with a nice headshot wallbang. And that's what you were talking about earlier in the pre-production, that the wallbangs through that B area are very, very strong.
And there you go, player off the top of Hardstuck Diamonds, a little bit shaved off the end, and they're just holding here in B main. It feels like they've been made uncomfortable. I think round after round, Kale has sort of got them thinking that there's always going to be a push out of the catwalk, and so it seems just out of their movements, they're very nervous to take a mid here.
Yeah, and it is very, very uncomfortable on the side of Hardstuck Diamonds. The reason being that the first kill of that round there was the Omen player, and as I say that Infanu gets a 3 there, and Ultra Blue trades back. So 4v2 situation, it is YKTR's round to lose, and it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Pressy's going to finish off Ultra Blue and put Winter in a 1v4 situation.
He wins these on land, though, I think, Bowser. Look at him. I mean, he's got that crosshair placement. He lands this first shot, turns it into a 1v3, and I think he suspects the positions of the enemies. He does turn right in time, and Kale whipping the first few shots creates an opportunity, but Winter, unfortunately, not able to take it. It's definitely the ping, Bowser. He wins those on land every time.
He wins those on land, as well as if he had more than 7 bullets in that clip. Those 7 bullets, not enough to kill off Kale. There's Kale dashes, realizing that he's going to have to switch to his classic or try to reload. And Kale wins out that duel because of that. 1v4, very tough situation, but Winter does find one in that situation, doing a little bit of damage to the economy, but not enough to make a dent.
And moving forward, we're looking, let's check out those ultimates yet again. Opportunities are available here, but will they be taken? Oh, Smoke's going out for the mid, trying to control market, so it seems, Bowser. That's a little bit of an interesting play, and a walk-up cat. Not something we've seen yet, I believe.
Yeah, but Infanu should spot out this smoke, and that's going to cause Pressy to rotate over to A, and they've got 3 here. Pressy spotting out 2 or 3 of them as well, so they're going to know for sure it's going to be an A hit, and they're going to have the numbers towards this site.
Oh, Ultra Blue going for the chase. Nope, turns back around. He's like, all right, the cage is going to give up too much info. Cass here on the site is going to make a fight. And Kale, who precisely pushed into the A main, is going to make his presence known. That's the kind of play you like to see when they realize that everything is in the mid. You take that space that normally wouldn't be taken. And so that pays dividends for them here for YKTR. Hardstuck Diamonds put in the back burner, just the 2 sheriffs in hand. And it looks like Ultra Blue is able to find one, pick up the heal, but Kale again good for 2, moving quickly with that tailwind, make it good for 3, puts another player in the grave, and the tree room is going to be well fertilized this round, Bowser.
Yeah, YKTR making sure that those trees have all the beautiful soil they need to grow. Reason being, they've got 1 towards A main, 1 at the glass position, 1 on site of A as well, and those 3 positions make it very difficult to get out of tree since there's 3 different angles staring you down, and they had all the information in the world there. All they need to see was that bottom mid smoke from the Omen, and that's Infanu spotting out and telling Pressy, oh, rotate over, they're going to go A, they're going to go A, and that's exactly what happens, and they win out the round.
Joke's over! You're dead!
It's a 3-round gap here, and 4 ultimates available for Hardstuck Diamonds. If they can use at least some of them, they can perhaps close this gap. Ultra Blue is going to do exactly that by opening up the round with the first pick onto Infanu, and although Wormy gets to run it back, Jackson is still well alive. Winter making his own pick onto Wormy, but we have players fighting desperately for the site. Koss and Prezi each good for 1, and Winter making another shot, good for 2 here. We see Kale joined by Pressy for a retake in a 2v3 situation, and they have the information to know that the entirety of Hardstuck Diamonds are stuck onto the site. But when it goes from 3 to 4, things look a little bit down. No, back to 3, because Pressy wants to let that head be taken off. Tef is quick for the trade, and so now the numbers just keep going back and forth and back and forth. Kale might be able to pull something off here. Got the tailwind available, but no. Tef is defending that site beautifully. The headshot first onto Pressy, and now yet again onto Kale. We move 8 to 10, and now that round gap is closed. If only they can do it again, they'll be in a great position, Bowser.
Yeah, they did have 3 towards the B site, but the problem was 2 of the players out of the 3 were stuck behind some dark covers. And Infanu tries to make a hero play by flashing through that smoke and swinging out, but is going to get instantly headshotted. And if Infanu there actually communicates to the other player in spawn to swing out of that smoke with them, the trades might have gone a little bit better on the side of YKTR, but because of that, Hardstuck Diamonds with a nice fast execute, all they have to do is just hold on to the 2 chokes of lane and stairs, and that's exactly what they do, not letting the 2v3 happen, even using the res to secure that round, but there's going to be a fast execute looking like towards A.
I want to bring attention here, round 19 onto Kale. They have this operator. They were an absolute menace with it on the attack side, and I think they might be able to exactly the same on the defense. They're securing ground here on mid to make sure there are no roamers, flankers, or anything like that. So this is going to be a lot of territory for the people of YKTR, and Hardstuck Diamonds don't realize it, but they're getting a noose tightened around their neck. If they move any further, they're going to be collapsed on by 5. Oh, no, they don't even need a collapse.
Cass just finds one through the smoke there. They go for that little preemptive paranoia as well as the guiding light to combine with it. Now Cali out in mid here is going to find one onto Ultra Blue. Doesn't even matter that a Lear gets used. He just finds the timing on that shot.
30 seconds left.
And he repositions yet again so intelligently to control the B spawn area, so that they know exactly where the rest of Hardstuck Diamonds are. By controlling that area, they know that it's just going to be another A re-hit, and Infanu here is going to be able to take that swing with confidence, find Jackson, put him in the grave, and his buddy Prezi is going to rotate right around to find a headshot of his own onto Tep, leaving Winter in the dust. And it looks like a very cold, harsh Winter indeed, as he's left all alone here in this corner of wine, no one even bothering to pick him up out of that corner.
And that puts YKTR back to 11-8, and still the 3-round advantage to the side of YKTR. And if you ever are confused what map control is, we literally just saw it from YKTR. They got the information, nobody was B, they pushed up into mid, holding tiles from that position as well as top mid, and they know for sure that means there's 5A. And that is complete map control and understanding that they can't go anywhere. They're stuck on this side of the map, and if they try to leave, we'll get information from our players that are super pushed up into the middle, and they'll be able to get the information, maybe take a shot, dash out, and then know exactly where they're going to be headed. And the rotations are just so easy for the side of YKTR because of the textbook map control that they just got.
Textbook map control indeed. Oh, shots. Textbook shots through the smoke as well. Kale, no! Don't peek through the smoke like that, buddy. Jackson's got you right in the crosshair. You may find a pick, but the operator to the hands of Hardstuck Diamonds is much more potent now. And Pride, no, Cass being punished as well. Not the same mistake twice. YKTR, I know you're confident. I know you're feeling yourself, but you gotta slow down. It's a 3v3 situation, and you've given Hardstuck 2 beautiful guns to work with. It's not an impossible round for them to win. That is simply a lack of patience there, Bowser.
Yeah, patience and discipline. That was just YKTR trying to make 2 separate hero plays, is what I like to call them. But heroes sometimes prosper and sometimes they fall, and that was Cali falling down there.
Left.
No cloudburst towards top mid to check if anyone's there. Generally what Jets do is they'll throw a cloudburst and see if anyone top mid sprays through it, and if no one sprays through it, that generally means no one's top mid. And so you throw a second cloudburst, swing out, and then you can take that tiles fight. But Cali just dry swings out and gets hard punished for it. The same thing with Cass there.
Oh, an amazing shot by Wormy. He lands the dink, and then the body shot connects to finish the job. Jackson, however, is going to slip right onto site with just enough time left to plant in this 2v2 scenario, make it a 2v1 as Ultra Blue lands a wonderful timing onto Infanu, predicting that rotation, and Prezi comes around here from B main, and he's going to go ahead and be predicted, not by Ultra Blue, but definitely by Jackson here, who's playing in lane with that operator, and down Prezi goes right into that crosshair. It's just a red dot into his body and a left click. There we go. Hardstuck Diamonds, again, getting that opportunity due to a little bit of negligence on the side of YKTR.
Yeah, and they slip away with this one. They are not going to get a lot of rounds like that, and I think YKTR are kicking themselves in the foot, knowing exactly that they just made a big mistake handing over those guns. The round starts with the op kill, and then it ends with it as well. It's just so poetic to see. And YKTR still have the money to buy this round, but if they do lose this one, it might be a tough money situation in the next.
Oh, we see a very aggressive push out of A. Kali wants to be good for one, and so he is. Infanu making that walk into the corner is able to find Tef as well. And although Jackson makes the trade as he runs deeper into the A main, isn't able to find anyone else, Kali is already way out of the picture. And that's a run it back busted for nothing. You're going to see Pry here posted up. A does understand that there's the presence of Cass on the catwalk, but he could get peeked up mid as well. No, he's going to have to push through the smoke if he wants to make anything happen. It's Ultra Blue who's going to do the job instead, and Kale is going to take out Pry, who just missed that timing, that window of opportunity by a little bit. Jackson left all alone. Here we go. You're right, Bowser. They're not going to make the same mistake twice. YKTR want this match point.
Yeah, YKTR, perfect dart cover on the top mid, and then Hardstuck Diamonds trying to run through that that's not really the best play there is there, especially if you don't have a flash to go through. If the other team invests utility to stop you, you got to use utility back, and because they just try to jump through, they get punished on the trades, and this was very beautiful A-main control there. Infanu getting up very, very deep, Cali getting one, and then Infanu getting one, and that just means that you're up one player. And then from there, top mid smoke, cut off the rotation, take those fights, 9-12. Easy YKTR game point here, and Cali back on the operator, and you see the side of Hardstuck Diamonds, not the best weaponry.
Absolutely not. They have two ultimates to work with, but neither one's really pleasant. Ultra Blue is not even going to have his weapon. He drops it dead into the ground, and offering for his own body. And Kale is just going to retreat for now. He understands he got his pick, and he does not want to overdo it. He's just going to go ahead and tuck away for now. And mid is not going to have any movement whatsoever, especially when Jackson falls to the likes of Infanu. And Kale makes this confident repeat, lands a wall bang, but nothing that finishes the job. Pry, a wall bang of his own with the Guardian, another wonderful high pen weapon. But it's A-okay. Things are not dicey at all, because Cass, the multi-kill monster, is going to finish the job with his buddy, Pressy.
Yeah, very, very clean round there from Cali. This time, when he was swinging out of that dark cover, you can actually see that Infanu's holding his top mid. So he knows for sure that he can't get peeked there, and they don't make that same mistake twice. And an easy cleanup there for Cass. Cass just going